All right, what's up, kids? Chris here. Happy Monday to each of you. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. It is 10:04. Great to see everybody. Hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. Let me hit Facebook on my phone real quick so I can keep up with your comments as well. And let's rock this thing. Let's talk referrals. I was talking to a friend a minute ago, another person in the Facebook group here, and referrals came up, right? Referrals are such a big deal, and we all need them and want them, and they like make a huge difference in our agencies, and they are absolutely, what's up, Cian? They're absolutely the best types of new clients we can get. Referrals are totally the best. Hey, so glad you're here. So let's dive into referrals, why they work and why they don't. So sometimes we try to go get referrals and we actually try to generate referrals and make sure that they're crushing it for us and that we want them. They're better than the leads, they're better than paid traffic. They just make everything work great. But they don't always come in the way we want them to, right? They're not as available, they're not as ready, and they're not like right there. And sometimes we ask our clients for referrals, but the referrals don't show up. So how do you make that happen and what makes it work? Let's first talk, and again, Q&A as always, ask your questions as we go through here because this is truly probably one of the most powerful things that I've ever learned in running my agency is generating referrals. Once you figure this out, you can really crush your growth because referrals are the best. Referrals, number one, automatically trust you because they come in from an existing trusted relationship. You're leaning on that other client, other friend, family member, whatever's relationship with that new referral, and they trust you already. They also come in at a higher profit margin. We make more money on referrals in our own agency than any other source, right? Because referrals come in with more trust. They also come in knowing you're an expert and already kind of primed and ready for that type engagement. They're more profitable. They already trust you. They last longer. Referrals know how you work. They've already asked the previous client or relationship, how do you work? What's going on? Hey, what's up, Carol? Great to see you. They already know what's going on. They know how you work. Referrals trust you more. They're more profitable. They stay with you longer. And they have a greater amount of success. So whatever service you're offering them, they allow you to succeed even more faster, better, because they know how you work. They're already ready. They're kind of early indoctrination patterns that already happen because of the relationship they're leaning in on. So it's so great to see everybody. Y'all are so fantastic. So let's do this. Let's hit referrals and talk about why they work. That's what's awesome about them. But they only work if the work you've done for existing clients or the relationships you've had with your existing friends, family, whoever you're asking for referrals, if those people trust you, you will get referrals. Okay? If the work you've done is really good quality work and you're doing the right thing and you're being an awesome person and the promises you're making you're actually keeping, if those things are happening, you will get referrals. If those things aren't happening, you won't get referrals and there's nothing I can do or anybody else can do to help you other than telling you do awesome work, be an awesome person, and clean up your part of the deal. Okay, just to be clear there, if you're doing awesome stuff and the people can trust you and they can tell great stories about what you're doing for them, referrals will happen. Okay? Referrals will happen. Here's how to get referrals and how to make them actually come in the door. When we go out there and say, hey, you know, Mr. Miss Client, whatever, I'm open the doors. I need some referrals. I'd love to help any of your friends that you know. Just let me know. You're not going to get referrals. All right? It just doesn't happen that way. People just don't think about it. Think about it in your situation. When somebody comes to you and says, hey, I'd love to get a referral. If you ever think about it, you're like, well, sure. If I think about it, I'll let you know. There has to be a structure and a process to help the person you're asking, or if someone's asking you for referrals, to help you figure out the kind of people they're looking for, bring them to mind, and actually know how to make the connection happen. So if I'm looking for referrals, I'm going to go out and I'm going to ask my existing clients or existing relationships, hey, I just want to let you know, we have a couple of spaces open left this year in our agency. We're taking on one new client a month. We're taking on 5 new clients a month, whatever your number is. Let them know we're growing. We have space. And I'd like to ask you about the right people to fill those seats in our agency. I just let my clients know, and it's the truth, that we're very specific about the clients we want in our agency because I don't want to mess up my life or the life of my staff. I want people that are awesome to work with, that pay on time, that know how to get real results, that do their part of the work because we can only do so much to make them successful. And I ask for those kind of people. And I let my existing relationships and existing clients screen those people for me. And I tell them that up front. Hey, we want you to screen these people for us. We don't want anybody in our agency. We don't want a client who's going to distract us from working with you. It's going to distract us from being awesome for you, right? So we ask our existing relationships, our existing clients, will you help us screen for new people? We want to work with the right people that are in the right spot and working well right now. That's our initial goal. Once they say, yes, would love to help with that, then we walk them through a process of helping prompt them and getting their attention and finding out, hey, here's the kind of people we want to work with. Here's the demographic. Here's the niche they're in. Here's the kind of clients they serve. Here's the market they're in, whatever your market is, and letting them have a really clear picture, like a super clear picture of who we work with. That's really important. And then we say, do you know anybody like that? Okay, now here's the trick. Do they know anybody like that? Yes, they do. But will they think of them right away? I don't know. But I do know that if I help them think of them, there's a much greater chance than thinking, well, hey, who do you know at the place where you used to play golf before all this COVID stuff happened? Or who do you, I guess golf courses are open pretty much most places now. Or who do you know that's in your market that there's a peer of yours that you used to go to conferences with, or that you've partnered with in the past, or that you've met in this social group, or whatever. I just help them kind of think through different places, different times, different situations in life where those referrals could come from. Because we think as humans pretty spatially and in relational groups. So our minds think of new people when we're thinking of a place that we hang out in, or a social group or business group that we hang out in. All of a sudden, that smaller group of people, that 15 or 20 group of people that we hang out with in this network, oh, I know of 2 people in that group. Oh, that makes sense. And then they will start thinking of a couple people for you to ask. All right? That's the step that you got to follow. You got to give them a very clear indication of why you're asking for referrals. Let them help you build that model, and make sure that you're giving them a clear picture of who you're looking for, and then help them think in smaller categories of their life as they mentally sort through their contact list. In my phone, wherever it is in this studio, in my phone, I've got tons of contacts, right? I can't think of all the people that you want to know in my network based on me just thinking through, well, sure, I'm sure I know somebody like that. But if you help me think through that in a smaller, more confined way, I'll think of the right people. Again, if you have questions about this as I go along, ask them and I'll answer them. So that's how you start the referral process. Once you get those people thought through, I usually pull up a piece of paper. If I'm on a Zoom call asking for these, I'll pull up a screen, a document, whatever, share it, and I'll just list out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll list out 1 through 10, and I'll say, great, tell me the name of that person you just thought of in this social group, and I'll type in their name. Oh, fantastic. And I'll tell you the next one. Who's the next one? And I'll just start listing names. I'm not getting phone numbers, emails, nothing like that. Just listing names. And then as I get that name list going, typically I'll get 5 to 10 names when I do this. As I get that name list going, then after the list of names have come out, after they've thought of everybody they can think of, then I go back and say, now let's just make sure. You've listed out 7 people here. That's fantastic. But if we were sitting in a coffee shop or a restaurant right now, and all those other 7 people were here, would you introduce me to those people? Like, would you really say, Chris, number 1, this is the person you want to work with? And number 2, they're a close enough relationship with me where if I said, hey, you need to work with Chris, that they would actually at least have a quick phone call to find out if we're right for them. And they'll usually say, yeah, 5 of them are. The other 2, you know, they're great people, but I just don't know them well enough. Cool. Scratch those 2 off the list, keep the 5. And then I start asking about the 5. I don't ask about contact info yet. I just say, well, tell me about this number 1. What kind of business are they in? What kind of niche are they in? What are they like? What are they like as a person? Are they an awesome person? Are they fun to work with? Do they get stuff done? Are they a high-end executor? Are they somebody who keeps their end of the deal? Those kind of conversations. I roll through that process, okay? I do that with each of the 5 that are left over, all right? And then once I've got all those kind of really thought through and they've really explained who those people are to me, I'm framing all this in them helping me build our agency in a way that protects them, their current seat as a client. I want to make sure their current seat as a client is protected. So help me bring in the right people in our agency. That framework, that mindset, that positioning of this conversation makes such a huge difference when it comes to getting referrals. Positioning is everything. Getting referrals is a lot like it's a sales pitch, right? So we're constantly working on sales pitches in our agency. We've modified so many of them and they work great. A referral process is just another sales pitch, but instead of asking someone to buy something from you that will help them, you're asking them to help you. That's a flip. That's a significant mental and emotional flip. So they're not getting something in return for helping you, like if they become your client, they got to pay you money, but you do a service for them. Instead, they're actually getting to give you something, and they're benefiting a friend of theirs or a colleague of theirs. And that's a really important thing to note. People, humans, love helping other people. You just got to help them set the stage mentally and emotionally so they can help you and help their friends at the same time. So once I get that list of 5, let's say, that are left over, and I found out about them, then I go back and say, okay, now one more time. If they were in this restaurant, they all look fantastic. I think we could really help them, and I think they would help our agency grow in a way that really protects the current work we're doing for you, because they're right on that same path, and that's so important. So if those 5 were here in the same restaurant with us, or in a coffee shop, or on the same Zoom call, would you introduce me to those folks? Well, sure, absolutely. You're the right fit. Great. And then I branch into, well, let's just make a quick introduction. Is like Facebook Messenger, or should we connect each other on a quick text message, email? What do you think would be best for each of them? How do you communicate with them? I lean on their current communication pattern with that person. Well, I know this person better on Facebook. This person and I text a lot. We email. We're in the same group, whatever. Then I just say, hey, perfect. Let's just jot down the info here. And while we're sitting here, can we just make those connections? Hey, just spoke to Chris. Chris is an awesome guy. He's growing his agency and he has a couple of spaces open this quarter. And I thought you would be a good fit to work with him. Why don't y'all jump on a quick call? I give them kind of a script like that. Sometimes I'll even text it and copy and paste it to them so they can copy and paste it in a joint message. And I literally get those joint messages, joint emails, joint text message, joint Facebook message, whatever, right then and there. We generate typically 5 to 7 on profile, on target referrals every time we have that conversation. And we close a very high percentage of those people. That is how we generate referrals. We have a script for all of that. We're very scientific and very processed about all that. And I would encourage you to do the same. Ad libs are for amateurs. So follow a script, follow a process, and do this very intentionally and drive this thing forward. That's about all my spiel for how to do this. So ask questions if you have any. I want to make sure I hit those up before I jump off here. But the referral question comes up. It came up again in a conversation a few minutes ago. Make sure you're getting referrals and make sure you're pushing that process forward and that you're, again, using a process and that you're leaning on the methodology and the mindset of why people give referrals. All right. That methodology, that mindset is so important, because if you just let your clients know that you love getting referrals and you're taking referrals on, you will not get referrals. You have to take them through a process. It's just like a sales script. It's just asking those people to help you and help a friend versus asking them to help themselves by paying you. Okay? But the process and the script and the methodology and the mindset is vitally important. And again, like I said at the very beginning of this, if you're doing awesome work and people can trust you, that you do what you say for them, for your clients, for your friends, your family, neighbors, whatever. If you're that kind of person, you'll get referrals following this type of process. If you're the kind of person who struggles to just keep commitments and you really don't do good work for your clients and you're just out to kind of hack their system and get a cheap dollar fast, then you're not going to get referrals, right? You got to clean up your act on that. I don't think anybody in our group is that kind of person. But that's the kind of thing. Be an awesome person. You'll get referrals if you use the right process. William, good to see you, man. Glover, good to see you. Carol, awesome. Chris, good to see you. So, CN, awesome. Any questions here? If not, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you all on Tuesday, and we'll talk more about stuff. If no questions, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys are fantastic. Have a fantastic Monday. Get out there and crush it. Do your activity. Activity breeds results, and you will get the results that you want if you crush that activity. Rock, do you have a system for referrals? Yes, Rock, I do. Rock, you are in our mastermind, and referrals are coming fast. In fact, Rock, I think the week we're just about to cover, just covered in our mastermind. Bonuses in there, dude. All the scripts, all the processes, everything is right there, man. It's a turnkey process. I'm super glad you're here. Rock, it's always great hanging out with you a couple times a week in the mastermind. So fun. Clover, you bet. Always great to be here. Matthew, great to see you, dude. Great to be here with you, man. Y'all have a fantastic week. Crush this week. We mentioned this last Monday. If you want to go back and look at that, you can, of how we get our week started. Just go after your week. Know what you got to do. Hit those priorities. Honestly, prospecting for almost every agency is the highest priority always. Obviously, delivering what you say you're going to deliver for your clients and hitting deadlines is a priority, but prospecting is the lifeblood of your business. We teach efficiencies, we teach processes and people and how to get those profit margins up. All of that, though, depends on prospecting, right? We have to prospect. You got to put fuel in the car. You got to put water in the hose, whatever analogy you want to use. You got to get the flow of business going. Prospecting does that. Prospecting gives you so many lead opportunities where you can increase your prices, get your profit margins up, and you can afford to lose opportunity and have people say no because you've got so many more leads coming in. You've got more chances to sell at even a higher profit margin and better workflow, better deals. All that stuff is so great. What's up, Pip? Good to see you. You want to make sure you're crushing that prospecting. Block out your prospecting blocks right now. It's Monday. Block them out for the rest of the week. Commit to prospecting for an hour or two every day and crush it. All right? You're all fantastic. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. We'll talk more. Ask your questions. We'll fire away the answers. We want to get those agencies profitable. We want to get your processes rocking, your people rocking, so you can dial back the hours and the stress, and you can increase your profit margins for you, your family, your community, your team members. All of that happens when you get this stuff all dialed in the right way. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.